Hey everybody, it's EK here, and today I'm have a different type of video for you guys. It's not about gaming, it's not about food, it's not about a bunch of other stuff that I usually talk about on this channel, but it's about the stimulus package or the second stimulus package that's supposed to come out of Washington this year or the by the end of this year, and pretty much as far as I can tell as of right now the politicians have failed us as a people. And I don't care whether you're left or right, you're central, you're independent, you're claiming whatever. If you're an American, then you should be ashamed of our politicians right now because they have failed to produce a second stimulus package. And it's the equivalent right now of two children just bickering on each end of the spectrum. People are just they constantly are fighting over the smallest little things. There's no compromise, and while they go home to their nice houses, their 170K a year salary, the rest of the people suffer, including myself. Like, I don't make any money off of YouTube. I had a job until June of this year that I lost, and I've been living on government aid or pretty much unemployment. So and I caught the last bit of the unemployment bump from the first stimulus, which was nice, and then I got a bit of the $300 bump from this kind of the little pick me up that Trump issued. But all in all, I am still struggling. I live in California. I live in the Silicon Valley, and cost of living here is astronomical, as many of you probably know. I myself, only get $450 a week, so that's $1,800 a month, maybe a little bit more depending on how many weeks there are, and that's barely anything compared to what I used to make. Even if they started giving us the $600 bump, which I would gladly take per week, I still, at that point, I only get about $4K a month, which is still less than half of what I used to make. Not that I would complain if I got it. I would love it if I got that. If we still had that 600 a week bump in unemployment, I wouldn't even be making this video right now. But the fact is, nothing has come out of Washington. And, a lot of people are just continue saying, like, politicians are so out of touch with the American people. And it's true. They're fighting right now. They want to give a stimulus check. And some people are saying, like, oh, it's $1,200 too much. We don't want to give them $600. It's like, what is $600 going to do? Like, for a family of 5, that's $3,000. Like, that's not going to last them very long for a family of 5. They got rent to pay. A lot of people have backup mortgage and rent, backed up bills. They have food to put on the table. They have all these things that are needed. I'm arguably one of the lucky ones because even though because I don't have a wife and kids to worry about. If I did, I would be pulling my hair out at this point. But there are a lot of families out there struggling. They can't even buy each other Christmas presents because of this craziness. And right now, as far as what I understand from the articles and watching other YouTubers online, at this point, like, there's 4 different stimulus packages on the table, and most likely maybe only 2 of them are really going to get voted, or at least have like any life in them, and a lot of them, well, at least the one that most likely can vote on at least have a stimulus check. There most likely won't be any kind of unemployment bump, which sucks because honestly there are a lot more people. There's so many people on unemployment, and the little stimulus bump is not going to help them. It'll help them in a little bit. It'll help me a little bit, but overall, it's not going to, bring that much. I mean, if they were to bring back the $600 a week, I would be in. I would pretty much not stress at all. I would be in such a better place in terms of being able to pay my bills, being able to pay my mortgage, being able to pay, all the other necessities that I need in life. I mean, it's not like I'm going out at all. It's not like I'm spending a lot of money right now. I'm basically doing I'm not doing anything per day. I'm either reading or like doing anything that's free most of the time. But that's what I try to do. And I try to not drive anywhere. Even I try not even to go to the grocery store too much, just so that I can save money on gas, and but obviously eventually you got to go out and get stuff. You can't be ordering Instacart too much because they mark up the prices there too. So anyways, I feel like the politicians are just so ridiculous. And now Nancy Pelosi wants to wait until after Christmas to discuss this further. And I'm like, are you out of your freaking privileged mind? Like, are you serious? After Christmas? You realize so many people want money before Christmas so that they can actually enjoy the holidays, right? You waiting till after Christmas is pretty much going to ruin a lot of people's holiday. You're just going to crap on them at this point. Okay, because I mean, but then again, why do they care? They get to go home to a nice house. I'm sure they're going to have a nice time with their family. Regardless if it's going to be a huge gathering or not. Let's just pretend like they're actually following the rules and it's not going to be a huge gathering. They still get to they still get to have a tree in the corner, well decorated. They get to have presents under the tree, and they get to enjoy each other's company and not have to worry about anything. Meanwhile, millions of Americans and their families are not. And it's shocking to me. It's absolutely shocking to me how complacent our government is over this. They just literally don't give a crap about us. At the end of the day, they keep on saying like the American people is like who we represent and like who we want to and then who we care about. It's like, no, you don't. No, you like if you genuinely cared for us, there would have been like 3 stimulus plans by now at least, or at least you would have at least voted in a second one. And 2, like there wouldn't even be a question of how much money, because like at this point, like you have one side that's arguing like, oh, we're giving too much money to the American people. They're getting lazy and they're not doing anything, and then you have the other side. It's like, no, we're not giving enough, and it's shocking because like the side that's getting stingier with the money arguably have zero stats to back up what they're saying. They're saying like, oh yeah, like people are less likely to look for jobs. According to who? Like, who did you talk to? Like, what did you put out a survey? And even if that was true, like, look, these people, they were already laid off. They're probably in an industry that's not hiring. So if they're not looking for work, it's probably because they can't. There's no one hiring. And even if they were making more than they were from the unemployment bump, than they were from their actual jobs, so what? Like, so what if they are making a little, like if they're making more? First off, everyone knows that it's temporary. So like this money doesn't last forever. And 2, like, is it that much to ask for like the government to give their people a little bit of peace of mind in this time of uncertainty, right? We have COVID, so like right now where people are afraid to even being near each other, and now they have no money coming in. It's like for the government to step in and be like, all right, we know you can't see each other's friends, you can't see your friends, you can't see your families, so and you can't work, so let us at least cover one thing for you so that you have one less thing to worry about. Why is that such a big deal? Why is that like such like a taboo for our government to provide, for their people? It's like, it's shocking at how like some of these senators, I won't name names, but they just continue to cry about how we're giving out too much money, even though they themselves are never struggling at all. Like, I doubt any of these people have ever really struggled in the last 10 to 20 years that they've been in office. Some of our senators are worth over $100 million. Some of our top senators currently right now, again, I won't name any names, they are at least 8 figures, many of them over 7 figures. Okay. So they are privileged people. They're not going to go to bed tonight worrying about if they're going to have food on the table tomorrow. Like, granted, I'm not going to either, but a lot of families are. A lot of families are struggling out there, and they're just basically, they don't care. They get into their silken sheets or their, 1,000 count Egyptian cotton beds and whatever therapeutic crap, and then they just go straight to bed. They don't worry about us. They don't care about us at the end of the day. And at least, it doesn't show in their actions. And while, yes, a number of politicians have spoken up and told the government to do something more, even our president right now, number 45, which I'm not a fan of, even he is telling the Senate and the House to be like, hello, like, can we get something on here so I can like finally sign it off to give to the people? Like, I mean, when and it's shocking, even when he does it, like, it's like, come on, man. Now you're messing up right now. So at this point, like, I don't even know what to think anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous in terms of just how our government has completely failed us. And it's sad. Like, I don't even know what to say. So many, even Japan right now is doing more for their people than we are. And they have lost a lot more money in this pandemic than we have, because remember, the Olympics were supposed to be in Tokyo this year, the 2020 Olympics. That's been canceled. And on top of that, in order for them to maintain like those facilities in hopes of, because like technically right now, actually, the Olympics are delayed officially, so they're still maintaining those facilities, and the amount of money that they're losing from maintaining all these facilities in hopes that the 2020 Olympics will just be delayed to 2021 or something is shockingly amount of money. It's like billions of dollars, and yet they have bought more than enough vaccines for the entire country, and it's up to each individual whether they want to take it or not. And they continually help their people out to make sure that everyone is safe and everyone is well, has a decent life and is not struggling. Meanwhile, our politicians continue to bicker left and right, while constantly just forgetting about their people and just giving us the finger. I mean, what state I'm from, I just told you already, and I am absolutely pissed off at Nancy Pelosi and every single one of our freaking so-called leaders. They are not, at this point, they're not leading. All they're doing is milking our taxes, and they're probably going to also vote in another a raise for themselves eventually, at least by the end of their term in the next few years, because they deserve it. They work hard, like as if the rest of us don't. Like, who builds your roads, fool? Who makes sure that you have phones to use? Who makes sure that the internet is running? Who makes sure that your livelihoods is actually doable? Like, it's shocking. Like, I don't know like how much more I can rant about this, but it's really sad. And I wish that they would just, if they lived a day in my shoes, I feel like, or not even my shoes, just live a day in a middle America, like, average family shoes, and see what happens to them. Like, I think that would probably light a fire under them, and finally they'll freaking do something about it. But until then, they're just going to go home to their, pretty little houses and not give a crap about the rest of us, because, we're nothing to them. All we are is a vote, and, that's it. Like, who cares? Like, right? Some of them are old too, so they're like, oh, whatever. This is my last term anyway. Why do I give a crap about them? I'm going to have a government pension that's going to last me the rest of my life, plus, whatever money I've had from all the campaigning I've done over the years. So, They're fine. They go home to, like probably $1 million homes and crap and drive nice cars while the rest of us die. So, anyways, I really hope that. Well, one thing I hope is that more people start complaining. More people just start either putting it on social media or wherever. Even like forget everything else, because right now, like, people are struggling, and the more that I feel like we voice what's going on, the more that hopefully let them know, like, hey, we're the ones here waiting for you guys. Why don't you help us get something? Why don't you help us at all? I mean, I'm very lucky in the sense that, again, I don't have a family to take care of. I have, my parents are willing to help me out. I have brothers and other family members that can help me out if, like, if I really needed them. But, not a lot of people have that kind of help. I used to have a roommate who was, she wasn't in just a good financial state most of the time like I was. So, for her, when she lost her job, it was definitely a lot more scary than me losing my job. So anyways, that's kind of all I had to say for now. I hope you guys out there, those of you that are watching, are staying safe, and I hope you guys are going to have a good Christmas. At least try to look at the brighter things in life, because we're not going to get any good news from the government anytime soon. I doubt it. I mean, I knock on wood that we will, but good chance that we won't. So I hope you guys, will still have loved ones around you. Give each other a hug. Tell the people you love you love them and that you cherish them. Because that's all we have right now. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good holiday. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. And hopefully in 2021, we'll have something better. Whether we will or not, I have no idea. At this point, I have very little confidence in our government. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed or agree with what I'm saying, please give the video a like. Comment below if you don't agree, or if you do agree, and subscribe if you're interested in more of these types of videos or any of my videos. So anyways, talk to you guys later. Hope you guys stay safe and clean out there.